Okay, Gemini, thank you for joining us. This is your reading for the first part of June 2026. This is an intuitive reading, and so it's also a timeless reading. So whenever it finds you is when it's meant to find you. Gemini, I'm gonna let you know, this is my second time recording your video, and I went ahead and I just did a pre-shuffle, and before I could finish the shuffle, you had two cards that jumped out, and I take jumpers, so I'm just going to share that with you right now. So Gemini, you pulled your card, it's safe to slow down and listen. The other card that you pulled is Aquarius, I am not alone. So Gemini, June is a sacred moment for you. Right in this like first week or so. I've been telling all the other signs, if you're getting this in early June, we have a really beautiful and important astrological transit that's going to happen next week on June 9th. You have Jupiter and Venus that are coming together. They'll be conjunct in Cancer, which is just a beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, prosperous, fortunate, lucky, auspicious, all the things. Like, it's just a lovely and lucky point in time. And so all the benefits of Jupiter and Venus are especially charged being in Cancer, which is so supportive and nourishing. And so Gemini, this is a point in time as we gear up for that really potent day next week, or whenever you find this is coming in the next couple of weeks. This is a really important time for you to recognize, if I can listen to focus, that you are safe. You are safe and you can slow down. This is something that we don't hear often enough in our lives. The guidance that's coming through to me from Spirit as it relates to your reading right now, this is like the most kind of practical guidance that can be given, Gemini, and it's being given to you. Something about this point in time that you encounter this reading really wants you to be gentle with yourself and to take time for yourself. And in both of those intentions, Spirit also wants you to know and continue to remind yourself that you are safe. This is something that, comes up for all of us when we don't feel safe, when we don't feel secure, if we don't feel seen. These are all the expressions of lack in some way. And when we have lack, we kind of go into survival mode, and it's just a spiral, a downward spiral. But Gemini, it feels like you've been through something recently that's really stirred up a lot of, maybe more than energy, it stirred up a lot of emotion for you. Maybe you've been through something that's been a difficult experience. Maybe this is a breakup. Maybe you've had a difficult conversation, an uncomfortable interaction with somebody in your life who's important to you or really prominent in your life. But you've come through it. You stood in your power and you uplifted your truth. You shared your voice. You were in your authentic self-expression, Gemini. Gemini being that energy of, thinking and verbalization, the Mercury energy of communication and intelligence and thought and information. I think I said that already. But so Gemini, you have been standing in your power and in your truth, and you've done what you've needed to do for yourself in the middle of that experience. And so now Spirit is saying, okay, now that is done, that is closed. and you can now feel safe. You're always safe, but now is the moment for you to remind yourself, remind your body, remind your nervous system, but also listen to your higher self and the guides and the angels present in your life, and remind yourself, wait, I am safe. I have always been safe. And this is the moment where I'm going to recalibrate my energy and make myself experience that feeling of safety, because I am safe. And it's important for me to feel that way, not just to know it intellectually, but to feel it in my sensory perceptions. I am safe. It is safe to slow down and to listen. So sort of the next part of that is knowing that you are safe. Ways that we can usher in that sense and that physical feeling of safety in our lives is to slow down. So whether that's you taking time out of your day to practice some breath work, some pranayama work, right? Some breathing, or taking time to do a gentle walk, or to meditate. Or maybe this is you taking a vacation in June. It's the beginning of summer, you know, kids are out of school, you got some downtime, things are slow at work, or it's just time for you to take time and space to slow down from the regular velocity of your day-to-day life. Really remove yourself from that energetic, field, and place yourself into another field that is much slower and calm and gentle. So giving yourself another texture of energetic experience to really usher in that memory, that knowing, that trusting of your safety. The other card we pulled here is Aquarius. I am not alone. Yeah, your guides are telling you they're so proud of you for coming through this experience, for doing all that you did, for really showing yourself love and care. They were there with you at every step of the way, and you know this. It's one of those things, though, that's always sort of something that we find ourselves like in these moments where we're like, wait, I'm not in this alone. I'm not doing life alone. Whether you're a single girly, or if you're partnered, or if you got a big family, like, yeah, there's people in our lives. Maybe some of us have more people in our lives than others. But beyond that, you have tremendous resource and spiritual family and divine love that is always with you. And so they're wanting to remind you of that. This is really beautiful, Gemini. Let's go ahead and clarify with one more card in the pull from my Oracle of Awakening deck to clarify. And you're here with me as I'm doing this. The sun is going down, so I hope you can see this okay. Okay, Gemini. Let's clarify for Gemini. Okay. Oh, so we pulled Sacred Rest. It's hard to see. It says retreat, balance, and restore. You're not the first sign to get this card. I don't remember who else got this. One other sign got this card. But look, I mean, Gemini, your guides are being very clear. Look, let's see. I'm moving the cards everywhere. You're being asked here to slow down so you can listen. You're being reminded here that you are not alone. You are being told here to rest and restore, retreat, right? To find yourself in a place either in a time of day where you can go into sort of retreat mode again, if that's dropping in on a local yoga class, or watching a video on YouTube, or taking time, even if you're taking time to listen to some music that just calms yourself, brings you back into yourself and into your body. Or even better, if you're able to take significant time away from your regular life. I am so guilty of never taking vacations, but I am working on that. But think of it as a retreat. If you have the ability, and we all do, so it's whatever form that you choose. But your guides are saying you need the space and the time to decompress and to really give yourself some grace and some love and attention, and to release. This is really the energy of that release, that releasing sort of essence and exercise that allows us to then rest and then restore ourselves. Gemini, I hope this is helpful. Thank you so much for joining us.